Hello, all you coin aficionados out there, and welcome again to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have the 1970S US nickel or 5-cent piece. And I'm showing you the back because something kind of cool happened when I went to magnify these. And if you look at them, the way the light hits these, they've worn a little bit on the top, and only all this nickel is showing through. So the way the light hits these, um, they have a blue line on them. And so I saw this and I said, hey, wait 1 second, did somebody mark these up with a pen or something? And I tried to erase that blue line on there. Um, and it turns out that it's not a blue line, it's just the way the light is hitting the metal. So if I go back like that, see there's no blue on there. It's just this really funky light hitting the metal, and the way it hits the nickel on there, it changes the color to blue. And it's just a light spectrum issue. Um, it's the way that this lamp that I'm using for these uh, emits different wavelengths of light. And so I'm getting this kind of blue line on it. But if I tip it up and change it, you can lose most of the blue just by tipping it up and going the other way. Well, I'm going to try to lose some of that blue. Anyways, this is the nickel. It's from 1970, and when we flip it over, you will see the S's on here. And I did a video of the 1969 Snake S mint mark. So feel free to look at that. And when I did that, I pulled some of these 70 coins to look what the S should look like rather than the S in that Snake S mint mark. And this is what the S should look like right down here and over here. Now, if you look at the two of these, you'll see that they both look different. This one got a little bit smashed and widened up a little bit, and that doesn't surprise me simply because the whole side here is a little smashed when you look at it, so that this one's a little wider than this one. This one's a little flatter, and this one got smashed in a different way. So this is the S, clearly from San Francisco. This is the S from San Francisco. This one has a little bit more of a bottom on it. And the one I had from 1969 in my other video actually has an S that keeps going across. I call it the Snake S. Now, this is a Jefferson nickel. It says, "In God we trust" here, Liberty. Then there's a star there. Hard to see the star in these ones. A little bit easier to see it on that one. But that's a star that's just worn down. And then the year 1970, and then the mint mark here. In addition, underneath the bottom of Jefferson is an FS there. Can you see that FS? That's for Felix Schlag, who was the engraver of this. And when I pulled this one for the 1969 video, I see you can't see anything at all there. So it kind of got beat up really bad, this particular one here, and you can see the markings and everything, and see how dented in it is. And you can't see the FS there, but that's what would be there if it hadn't got kind of chipped out. And on the other one, same coin, you can see most of the FS on here. Now these coins were made from 1938 until 2003, and in 1970 they only made them at two mints. They made the D at Denver, and they made the S at San Francisco. And I'll show you just a 1970 D here, and so they stick the D way down in there. So that's a 70D. This is a 70S. I'm not going to show you a 70 Philly because they didn't mint them in Philly in 1970. And I'm not saying that they had a blank here for Philadelphia like they do on some other coins. There's no minting at all in Philly in 1970. So at Denver, they did 515.5 million. And at San Francisco, this particular one, they did 238.8 million. So 238.8 million to San Francisco Mint in 1970. These coins are kind of fun, and you can often find them in your change. So keep looking for and at them. And if you do look at them, just blow them up if you get a chance. and see if you can see any kind of errors or problems with them, because once in a while you can. But I should say these S's, this flat S, that's not a problem. That occurred afterwards. These holes in his head and the way that it touches the rim, this is all wear. And it makes sense that over the course of 49 years that these would kind of wear down. What doesn't make sense and what's really interesting is how well they hold up. So these two coins I got 10 rolls of nickels, and these two coins were just in those 10 rolls of nickels. So you can still find them out there, and they're kind of fun, but they're not worth anything. So if you're collecting these because you want to make a big payday, it's not going to happen. These coins are worth a nickel, and I'm guessing they'll probably always be worth a nickel, but keep looking for them out there, and watch out when you do any kind of magnification and special lighting. Watch out for the blue lines that appear once in a while on the tops of the coins, or the nickel part of the nickel part that sticks out towards the light. Have a great day from DC Coin World International Coin Channel.